Hey everybody, this is Candace Yvette with Blackwomenaware. First, I'd like to say thank you to everybody who comes by and supports my page. It really does mean a lot to me. If you all can please press the like or dislike button and subscribe, comment, or even email me if you have any suggestions, questions, or concerns. My email is always going to be in the description box. Again, thank you for visiting my channel. Hey guys, it's Candace Yvette with Blackwomenaware. So I had to jump in real quick and give this message. First, I'd like to say thank you. Thank you for visiting my page. Thank you for showing support and being concerned about the injustices that Black women and children face every day in the United States. I really do appreciate your support. You don't know how much that means to me, especially because I myself am a Black woman. I'd also like to put this quick disclaimer out there. Do not come to my page victim shaming or blaming. You will be immediately blocked for that. I do not tolerate it. There is no need for it. And I'm pretty sure you knew what you were saying in the comment before you posted it. So be respectful. Many of the victims, their families come back and they visit this page. I am their advocate. This is their safe space. No disrespect will be tolerated. You all have a good day. I'm going to let you go back into the commentary. Every 5.5 hours in the United States of America, a Black woman or child is murdered. Stop killing Black women. Stop killing Black children. Wait, hold up. Now, before we get started in today's topic, I wanted to share one last but important and exciting thing with y'all. So I have been communicating with the ladies over at Black Femicide US, and this year's 2022 Black Women's March is going to be held in August. It's going to be held precisely August 27th, 2022. That's a Saturday, y'all, from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. We're going to be marching around the city. Yes, you heard me correctly. I said we're, because Candace Yvette is going to be in attendance, and I am honored to be there. I feel privileged to be there. There's going to be raffles. There's going to be food. There's going to be guest speakers. So if you can, please come out and join us. If you can't join us physically, support us virtually. Share and like this video. Share it with all your friends, or if you can't share the video, go over to Black Femicide's Instagram or their Facebook page, find this flyer and share it. I'm going to read their statement before I go into today's topic. It's one that, even though they wrote, I agree with it as well. So it says, we're going to be marching for the liberation of Black women and girls. We march to bring awareness to the issues that Black women and girls face uniquely and disproportionately. We march to honor Black women and girls and to discuss our plan of action on our future in this country that directly ties to our liberation. Beautiful statement. So I hope you guys can come out and join us. Again, the date is August 27th of 2022. The place is Washington, D.C. We're going to be meeting at the Washington Monument, okay? Washington Monument. So if you can be there, be there. If you need more information, just email me or send Black Femicide US a DM. All right, now it's time to go into our topic. Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Candace Yvette, and I am back with another case out of Philadelphia. So this case is just really an update. And so I'm just going to read this article written by the New York Post, and I am going to give my commentary. So toddler Yaseem Jenkins, who was used by his father as a human shield in the 2019 Philadelphia shooting, dies. Now, they call it a shooting. I call it a scam, and we'll learn why later. So a toddler who prosecutors say was used as a human shield by his con artist father during a 2019 drug-related shooting in Philadelphia died this past Tuesday. Yaseem Jenkins, who was 3 when he passed away this past Tuesday, and he was just 11 months old when he was shot in his head, his neck, his buttocks, after his father Nafis Moreau allegedly tried to buy drugs with counterfeit cash in the city's Hunting Park section. The alleged shooter, Francisco Ortiz, 29, opened fire on Monroe's car after the drug deal went sour, striking Jenkins, the 11-month-old baby, who was in the back seat. We are waiting for the medical examiner's report for the cause of death, but we have reason to believe that the death is his original injury from that shooting. The Philadelphia DA Larry Krasner has said Ortiz was expected to be charged with murder in the Tots' death if it is ruled to be a homicide. Okay, so if the coroner, depending on what the coroner says, they're going to press charges. Okay. So after the shooting, Monroe had been charged with recklessly endangering another human being and endangering the welfare of a child. Our investigation has led us to believe that he intentionally had his child with him when he was making such types of purchases, with the idea or belief that if someone saw that he had a child in the car, they would not fire upon him. Anthony, I think his last name is Anthony Voci or Voci. Of the DA's office has said at the time. A human shield is probably the best term I can use. Okay, so basically, I'm gonna stop reading right there because basically we got the gist of the story. Those of you who remember the 2019 case, it was a lot of uproar about this father using this child as a human shield back in 2019. And this case is only resurfacing because the child, he's now 3, has passed on. Okay, and depending on the autopsy, as we all read, Francisco Ortiz can be possibly charged with homicide. But let me just say this, y'all, because one, I have a few different issues with this case. Okay, so as I was reading up on it and some of the forums, some of the news medium forums that I was reading up on, is some people in Philly, black people, who are like defending the father and saying, hey, he didn't actually hold the baby up while Ortiz shot at the child. The child was in the car during the drug bust, and they're mad at the media because of the wording of the article. They're mad. Now, let me repeat that. They are mad at the media because of the wording of the article. They're not mad at the father for being a coward and bringing your child to a drug scam. Okay. When I was growing up, you know, back in the day, there was a code that, people who lived in the dark side or dealt drugs that they lived by. That code was no women, no children. But for a long time since, because, I was born in the 80s, y'all. So even before I was born, that code has been going out of style. I think that code was used more like in the early 1900s, because since before I was born, drug dealers and people who work, and I always like to call it like the black market, the people who make their money under the table, the night crawlers, drug dealers, to me, they're associated with that type of lifestyle, right? So back in those days, in the early 1900s, it was no women, no children. That was the code. Like if the father or brother or whoever was male was associated with some type of underworld crime, they only took them out. They wouldn't touch the women or the children. That has not been the code for a long fucking time. So I question why this father brought his child to this drug scam. And not only that, but this father knowingly had counterfeit money. You had fake money. Okay, so I could understand, and I'm not condoning the selling of drugs or illegal activity. You know what I'm saying? But the Libra in me, because I'm a Libra, I can understand multiple perspectives. I might not always agree with them, but I can understand them. Okay, so he went there to rob Ortiz. Let's get that straight. Monroe went to this drug meet to rob Ortiz, okay? And we know that because he used counterfeit bills, okay? Now, let's just, run down a little bit of my theory on Ortiz's perspective and how he was thinking at the time. Okay, let me just say this real quick. Who do y'all know who sell drugs? You know what I'm saying? And they really out here get money. I'm not talking about your nickel and dime bag hustlers. I'm talking about the ones who really getting money, you know, and their family damn near depends on them for everything. Who do y'all know that sell drugs at that level and play about their money? Nobody, right? Ain't no telling who Ortiz is leaked to, because usually the guys who, you know, are the ones who coming in contact and doing the drug meets, they're usually working for the higher ups. So if I come back and I don't have this money, nigga, you basically putting my life in jeopardy, and I have a family and kids too. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying what he did was right by opening fire on this, you know, I got to call him a sperm donor. I'm sorry. On this sperm donor and his child. I'm not saying he was right. I'm just saying I understand. Okay. This is the underworld. This is how these people operate. Right. But at the same time, I take more issue with this father, because why would you bring that baby? You know, if you was that scared, and you went into this situation knowingly trying to scam this man out of probably hundreds of thousands of drugs, you know what I'm saying? Hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of drugs. You went into that knowingly trying to scam this man. I could understand if you went there and you actually had real money and you just wanted to, you know, but even in that case, that child should not have been there. Let's just keep it 100. That child should not have been there. If he was that fearful or that cowardly, he should have found another line of business to go into. But these are the type of dudes, you know what I'm saying, Monroe, these are the type of dudes who run in the streets, knowing you scared, knowing you shouldn't even be in the underworld because you're scared and you shouldn't be in this lifestyle. These are the type of dudes who, like this situation has said, get innocent people hurt. Because you're messing with high profile criminals. You're messing with people who don't have shit to lose. You know, I ain't gonna even say most of them don't have shit to lose, because some of them have families too. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna say they have nothing to lose. I'm just gonna say they worship money. And if you fuck up their money, they coming for you. That code of no women, no children has been gone from the streets for a very long time. I'm going to try to find that case. It happened somewhere in the Midwest where a father, and I think this one was gang related, y'all. But these people are so evil and so heinous that they are not excluding women and children. They are targeting the women and children. Look at my page. Look at all the cases I cover. All of the cases I cover are not DV cases. Okay. But anywho, some of these people that live in this underworld lifestyle, they target women and children. One case that I read up on, and I read up on this case, y'all, like a while ago. It was a while ago, so I'm gonna do my best to try to search it and put it and link it to the comments or the description box. But in the case, basically, it was like two gangs, and one gang member seen the other gang member, or as they like to say in the streets, caught him slipping, and he was on the porch playing with his daughter and all, and the other gang member just shot the baby in the head. Okay, they intentionally target the children. They figure, you know, it's best not even just to unalive the person they're going after, but I really want you to hurt how you made me hurt. So I'm going to target your next of kin. I'm going to target someone that you really, truly love. Okay. That's what they do. These are demons. This is exactly how demons operate, y'all. You know, if I was to bring up the spiritual realm, this is how demons operate. Why do you think Satan don't give a fuck about human beings? He ain't after us because we're us. He's after us because we mean something to God. We mean so much to God that God spared his son. Imagine, look at your child and imagine sparing your child, not just for the people you love, but for your very enemies, for the very people who are not even living the lifestyle that you have for them to live. They living wrong. They curse you every day. They worship other guys. They not doing your will. This is who Jesus laid down his life for. That's when I say these people in the underworld are demonic. They work just like Satan. They target people who you love to hurt you worse, just like Satan do with God. Satan targets human beings because he knows God loves human beings. God sacrificed his son for human beings, right? But Yeah, me understanding a little about street life, because I didn't grow up in the hood or nothing like that, but I got family members who have lived that lifestyle, and they do live by a certain code. You know what I'm saying? Most famous code that y'all know about is that no snitching shit, which needs to be done away with, obviously, because it is hurting our communities. You know what I'm saying? These criminals, these demons, they do run around and they do harm our communities, and it needs to all be dismantled. You know what I'm saying? It really does, but it's not going to happen overnight, especially when these people profit off of that lifestyle, right? You know what I'm saying? So when I'm kind of upset with my brothers and sisters in Philly saying, oh, well, he didn't hold the baby up while Ortez shot. He didn't do that. I get he didn't hold the damn baby up, but that child was there and it should not have been there. And at the end of the day, Moreau willingly and knowingly and intentionally took that child into a harmful and toxic situation so he could scam one of these underworld motherfuckers who, like I said, he's thinking in like an early 1900s type mindset. No women, no children. If I have this child with me, they won't do shit to me. Motherfucker, they don't give a fuck about your kids nowadays. Like I said in my last video, in Chicago, and I say Chicago because I'm from the Midwest. They're not only doing this in Chicago, they doing this shit all over the nation. But in Chicago, they're snatching kids up as young as 10 and 11 and training them to be murderers, training them to be drug hustlers, indoctrinating them, brainwashing them into that lifestyle. Okay. They starting them off young. Okay. They start them off very young. And I encourage any mothers who have sons and they at that pre-puberty age, you need to start thinking about the friends that they have around and things like that, and start removing them things from them, because as that testosterone, that hormone builds up in their body, little boys tend to become a little bit more aggressive. They go through different emotions and shit just like little girls when they're going through puberty, and you really need to think about removing your sons from that friend or peer or whatever that is or could possibly be a bad influence. You know what I'm saying? Because little boys tend to save face more than little girls. They are peer pressured into doing things to girls. Like y'all have heard about men and how men clown women, and they do it for the approval of their friends. You know what I'm saying? So if you have sons out here and they're preteens, you need to think about removing them, because that's the age that they get further indoctrinated into toxic, what I like to call a toxic lifestyle, that underworld. They get pulled into that. It's not just by, the local drug dealers and gang members, but by their friends. You don't know what the fuck their friends are growing up around, especially in the black community. You know what I'm saying? I hate to say it, but we have to take this shit into account. Most of these young boys, you don't know what the fuck they going home and seeing. You know what I'm saying? And you trying to raise your child right or whatever, but you don't realize every time that child leave your house and they're going to school, that child is more influenced by society and what's around that child than you. Okay? Parents, we just have to face that. And we have to do an active role in doing whatever we can to save not only the girls, but our boys. You know what I'm saying? I'm a mother. I have a son. I had to do the same for my son. I had to do something that is considered weird or taboo in the black community, which is homeschool my son. Okay. I pulled him out at the same age that I'm telling y'all to pull y'all sons out. That prepubescent, that pre-puberty age, like right before that testosterone start to kick in, you know what I'm saying? And all these different emotions, and they start to be more challenging. They start to want to challenge you and shit. You know what I'm saying? I pulled his ass out then. You know what I'm saying? No, you're not going to grow up and become these things. You know what I'm saying? It'll be over your dead body, honey, because I didn't, go through hell and high water to get you here, only for you to end up the very exact thing that I hate to see in black men, which is toxic to your community. You did not grow up. I did not spare my life or put my life in jeopardy to get you here for you to do that. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, this father here, or a sperm donor rather, he don't get any respect over here. You know what I'm saying? He's wrong for that. Of course, you guys, I don't condone the street life, but let's just keep it real. It's people out here who are actually living that real street life. We have to be realistic, okay? It's people out here really living that street life. It's people out here boosting, selling their bodies. It's people out here selling drugs. And it is an addictive lifestyle. Just like you can be addicted to food, just like you can be addicted to drugs and alcohol, you can be addicted to fast money. Okay? It's people out here who they're not used to taking orders from a supervisor. They're not used to motherfucking waiting every 2 weeks on a paycheck. They used to what you making your paycheck, making that shit in one day. If they just take a risk and take this ride and ride dirty up somewhere and pick something up, hit. You know what I'm saying? They're used to doing that type of shit. It's people out here in the underworld who are paid to unalive other people, okay? And they're used to getting probably what you make in a year if they go up to somebody's city and unalive this one person, right? And I know some of y'all are thinking like, yeah, Candace, but it's evil. It's got to stop. How do people live their lives like that? Glad you asked that question. I'm researching the book. It's called The Lucifer Effect. Now, I know the name seems a little creepy because, you know, Satan, that was his name when he was in heaven. He was called Lucifer. That was his name, right? But the Lucifer Effect is actually a psychological study. It was written by Philip Zambito, I believe his last name is. And he's like the psychologist who took part in what's known as the prison study. Okay. And basically what they did is they took these college students, right, and they separated them and they said this group are going to act as correctional facilities. The other group is going to act like prisoners. So I'm not going to really go into all that right now. I'll get into it when I start reviewing that book, and we'll go through it chapter by chapter, because I need for y'all to understand, for heinous things to happen, you have to fuck with a motherfucker psychology, okay? For slavery to have went down, what were white supremacists telling other white people? These people are not human. They're considered 3/5 a human being. You know what I'm saying? So if you walking around with somebody who's a different race than you, or they have something that's different than you, and you're convinced that they are only 3/5 of a human being, it's not that hard to take up their children and feed them to alligators. It's not that hard to lynch them. It's not that hard to enslave them. It's not that hard to ignore and have empathy for this person. It's not that hard to ignore, you know, that like their cries for help, and try to understand them or try to have compassion on them, because you're looking at them, and because your psychology has been turned, you're seeing them as not even human, as animal, as, you know, animal in some sorts. They even bred black people like animals, right? So same with the Holocaust. The Holocaust, what was Hitler going around telling, you know, his team, the Germans and all that if you didn't meet the blue-eyed and blonde hair criteria, you know what I'm saying, they were unaliving the Jewish people. You know what I'm saying? They did not see the Jewish people as human. They saw them as less than. The psychology was turned, okay? And there's other events that lead to this stuff. That's why people, they don't, like, when they're reporting on things, they, like, for example, when that shit went down with bin Laden, I don't know if y'all remember, but when the war and shit was going on, when 9/11 had just happened, they was reporting on the news, hey, we went over there and we killed insurgents today. They were not calling them human beings, because they know if you turn words, you can turn the psychology. So in a way, I get the Libra in me understands many perspectives of different people. Like, even if I don't agree with people and their mindsets, I understand them. So in a way, I do understand my brothers and sisters, some of them in Philadelphia, where they say, hey, the media has played a word game. He did not hold his child up like a human shield. The child was in the vehicle, and when Ortez opened fire. I understand that. But when you're a parent, you don't put your children willingly and intentionally into harm's way. Okay? I could have even gave him a teeny witty bit of leeway had he used real money. You know what I'm saying? But the fact that you went there to scam this underworld demon, you went there to scam him. You know what I'm saying? Who do y'all know who runs the streets and who works the streets, who play about their money? Who? You know what I'm saying? Who do y'all know who play about their money and they live in that street life? Because I don't know one motherfucker who really live in that street life, and you got to worry about the police on one end. You got to worry about these motherfuckers trying to take you on another end. You got to worry about your bosses and who you work for, because the bosses and who you work for, low key, they don't give a fuck about you. You're just another body there to help them make money off of you, right? So the minute you don't come back with whatever you owe from the drugs that you caught, the plug finna be looking for you. Cause the plug gonna think they ran off on you. I'm just keeping it real. Over here on BWA, we keeps it real. Okay. You know, so he willingly and intentionally did that, y'all. So no, I can't, have no mercy on him. I'm still angry at that man for that. That child is dead and gone because the father walked him into something he shouldn't even been at. If you was that desperate for money, why not go out here? And I know it don't sound popular. It's not the popular and cool thing to do. It's not the quick thing to do. Because let's just be honest. A lot of people misunderstand these black men and boys, and they say they get into this drug life because they trying to be popular. Some of them get into that shit because they lazy in their thinking and they want a quick come up. They want to make money quick. So it's not really about being cool. Some of them get into the shit because they don't want to have patience and come up. They don't want to come up the hard way. They want that shit quick and easy, like microwave. They want it quick and easy. All of them ain't thinking about being cool. You know what I'm saying? Some of the motherfuckers who from the place where I'm from, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying no names, definitely. But some of the people that I grew up around who ended up in that underworld and morphed into those underworld demons, you know, they were thinking about, providing for their families and shit. They weren't thinking about, you know what I'm saying, going and getting the fastest cars and the loudest jewelry. Some of the motherfuckers I know drive the raggediest, most beat up motherfucking cars, and they living in that underworld. And you know what I'm saying, used to make bank, okay? Used to make bank. And they did it because, goddamn it, this is all I know. They make all these excuses to get into this. You know, the white man ain't gonna give me a chance, so I need to go over here and do this. They make all these excuses to get into this underworld. So basically, in a way, they turn their own psychology. They're convinced that they can't make it at anything else, so they get into this. But like I said, some of them get into it because they want to make fast money, not knowing that when you make fast money comes with a price, a high price sometimes. And in this case, it cost Monroe his son. Y'all get into the comment section. Let me know what you think about this case. What's your opinion on it? Do you think that Monroe is wrong for bringing his child? Like, I think he's wrong for bringing his child to this drug scam. You know what I'm saying? Because he willingly brought counterfeit money, so it is a drug scam. Or do you think that, the media just colored him bad and, he just showed up with the child, and they should not be saying he showed up with his child to use it as a human shield? What do y'all think? Let me know in the comment section below. Like, share, and subscribe to this video. You all be safe, be alert, and be aware.